This is the true cost of your $20 jeans, and it's not $20. Every year, the world produces billions of pairs of denim jeans. The average American owns 10 pairs. Whether it's Levi's, Wrangler, H&M, or Gap, globally, 62% of consumers say jeans are their preferred clothing. The denim industry is worth nearly $65 billion, and it's climbing toward $95 billion by the end of the decade. But behind every bargain rack pair of jeans lies a trail of environmental destruction so severe that rivers turn blue, lakes vanish from the map, and workers die in their 20s. The price tag at the register has almost nothing to do with the real price being paid. Let's start with water. A single pair of jeans requires up to 11,000 liters of water to produce. That's enough water for one person to drink for over 7 years. Levi Strauss conducted its own life cycle analysis and found that even their iconic 501s consume 3,780 liters per pair. 92% of that water footprint comes from a single stage, growing the cotton. Cotton is a thirsty crop, and nowhere are the consequences more visible than the Aral Sea. In 1960, the Aral Sea was the fourth largest inland land body of water on the planet. Then the Soviet Union began diverting the rivers that fed it to irrigate cotton fields in Uzbekistan. By 1987, the sea had split in two. When UN Secretary General Ban Ki-moon visited in 2011, he called it one of the planet's worst environmental disasters. Today, the Aral Sea has shrunk to just 10% of its former volume. 44,000 square kilometers turned to desert. Dust storms now carry toxic sediment across the region, poisoning crops and causing respiratory disease in communities that once lived off fishing. And it happened in large part because the world wanted cheap cotton. Now let's talk about what happens after the cotton is harvested. 70% of the world's denim is produced in Asia, primarily in China, India, Bangladesh, and Pakistan. The epicenter of global denim manufacturing is a town most people have never heard of, Xintang, in China's Guangdong province. 1 in every 3 pairs of jeans sold on Earth is made there. 300 million denim garments a year, produced by 220,000 workers. The environmental toll is staggering. The indigo dyeing process relies on toxic chemicals and heavy metals, including mercury, cadmium, lead, and copper. These chemicals pour into local waterways as effluent. In Xintang, rivers have literally turned blue. Greenpeace tested the river mud in 2010 and found cadmium levels 128 times above the safe limit. The water's pH was roughly the alkalinity of household bleach. There's a saying in Xintang now, the town is so badly polluted that you can't give away houses for people to live there. Between 2016 and 2018, China shut down 76 facilities in Xintang. But by then, decades of damage had already been done to the water, the soil, and the people. The people. That's the part of this story that's hardest to tell. In Turkey, denim manufacturers used a technique called sandblasting to give jeans that worn, faded look consumers love. Workers, many of them young men in their 20s, blasted jeans in poorly ventilated rooms with no respiratory protection. By 2005, Turkish doctors identified the link between sandblasting and silicosis, a fatal lung disease. In a 4-year follow-up study, the prevalence of silicosis among former sandblasters jumped from 55% to nearly 96%. 9 workers in that study alone died at an average age of just 24. Turkey banned the practice in 2009. Sam Maher of the Clean Clothes campaign put it plainly, sandblasting is so fatal, it's a totally unnecessary process. Yet concerns had been ignored for years simply because the quartz was cheap. Now, consider the carbon footprint. A single pair of jeans generates roughly 33 kilograms of CO2 over its lifetime. Fast fashion jeans emit 2.5 kilograms of CO2 per single wear, 11 times higher than slow fashion alternatives. The fashion industry as a whole generates 10% of global carbon emissions, more than international aviation and shipping combined. Those emissions are projected to rise 60% by 2030 if nothing changes. Here's where it gets truly absurd. Fast fashion jeans are worn an average of just 7 times before being thrown away. 7 times. We buy 60% more clothing than we did a generation ago and wear each item half as long. The result? 17 million tons of textile waste in the United States alone in 2018, with only 15% recycled. Globally, the equivalent of a garbage truck full of clothes is dumped in a landfill every single second. When those clothes are donated instead of trashed, they don't always find a second life. In Kenya, 500 containers of second-hand clothing arrive every month, and roughly 40% is unsellable waste that ends up in local dumps. In Ghana, UK-branded garments have been found discarded in protected wetlands. So is there any hope here? Actually, yes. A Dutch company called Mud Jeans has built the world's first completely circular denim brand. Using organic cotton and recycled materials, they've reduced water consumption to just 460 liters per pair, an 87% reduction from the industry average. Their carbon footprint is 6.3 kilograms of CO2 per pair, roughly 5 times less than conventional jeans. Levi's developed waterless finishing techniques that reduce water usage by 96% in the finishing stage. And their laser distressing technology is now open source, available to the entire industry. But let's be honest, Levi's set a 50% water reduction target for 2025 and achieved only 27%. Progress is real, but it's slower than the crisis demands. Robert Voss, a researcher at USC, said it best. In no way are people paying the real costs of these goods. We're not paying the cost of the water damage involved in making our jeans in Pakistan or India. If a brand uses synthetic material and it's contributing to climate change, that cost is not built in. That $20 price tag? It's a lie. The real cost is paid by rivers in China, by cotton fields that drain to sea, by workers in Turkey who couldn't breathe, and by landfills that grow taller every day. The question isn't whether you can afford expensive jeans. The question is whether the planet can afford cheap ones. If you're ready to make a change, look for brands like Mud Jeans, Nudie Jeans, or Levi's Waterless collection that are actually measuring their impact.